Hey guys, welcome back. Dirk here. Today we're going to talk about the Marauder family. I've done individual videos on all of these so far, and down below I'll put a link to a playlist I have for the Marauder lineup. So what we have is we've got the Dress Marauder, the Slim Midi Marauder, the Midi Marauder, a Marauder H, and a full-size, full-thickness Marauder with the .260 blade. And like I said, I've done individual videos on these exact knives, which there'll be a link down below. But I wanted to put them all together so you could see them side by side by side by side and really get an understanding of the different sizes. We won't get into all the technical specs and all the size differences, but we will kind of touch on all of that just a little bit. So we'll start with the smallest one, and I don't honestly know what order they started. They didn't start with the Dress Marauder. So I think they started with the full size. I know the Marauder H is one of the last ones, and the Slim Midi I think is the last one. So I think it went full size, Midi, Dress, H, and then Slim, I think, but don't quote me on that. So just real quick basic specs is close length of the Dress is 3 1/8, 4 3/8, 4 3/8, 5 1/8, 5 1/8. Overall, you've got for the Dress 5.7, for the Slim is 7.9, the Midi is also 7.9 because it's the same exact footprint. The H overall is 9.5, and the full thickness is also 9.5. So really, the Dress is the smallest, obviously, with the kind of silly clip, but the newer current models of the Dress have a better clip. They have this exact clip. So these two are actually the same width, the same thickness overall. Same blade thickness. The Slim and the Dress have the two thinnest blades, and these blades are 0.125 on these two. Okay. The Slim and the Midi, again, same exact footprint. Blade thickness and scale thickness is different. So you've got 0.125 blade and 0.19 blade. Obviously the handle thickness is different as well. So overall thickness is much thinner on the Slim Midi. The Slim Midi is very similar in size and thickness to the Chris Reeve Sebenza. I think the Sebenza is slightly longer overall, but same general size in thickness. So then you go from the Midi to the H. Same thickness overall, same blade thickness at 0.190. You just have a bigger footprint. Longer blade, longer handle. Different clip because it's a bigger blade. So then you go from the H to the full thickness, same exact footprint, just a thicker blade. The handle scales are the same width, same thickness, each one. You just have the thicker blade. And you've got a little bit different clip. This is the new style clip on the H. that is also coming on any full thickness ones that they do these days, because they do still push out a few of those, and I believe they've got this same clip as well. I'd have to check one of my newer ones. I just don't recall. So you've got the same, again, same exact knife, just a thicker blade on the full thickness versus the H. Same finger choil, same fuller groove, a little bit different on sculpting. So on the H's, you always have these kind of milled out sections. On the full thicknesses, you do not have these cutouts on a full thickness. You may just have standard scales like this. They're not all custom sculpted like this, but so that's a major difference between these two. And then if you look at the slim MIDI and the H, very similar handle contouring cutouts, milling. Not exactly the same because the slim MIDI has some cutouts up here at the top, but again, very similar in style. And again, I picked these ones out of my collection, not because they all match each other, but they're all drop points. So it was a good representation. I do have a MIDI and a full size in carbon fiber. But the full size carbon fiber is a Tonto blade, so I didn't want to bring that one out. And I had already done the individual reviews on these particular ones, and I will link that down on the bottom again. But really, you can kind of see just kind of where Greg was going with all of these. And I'm trying to line these up kind of pivot to pivot, so you can kind of really see the difference in size of them. It's a little deceiving because of the camera angle is kind of shooting away. It's not directly overhead. But we'll see if we can do a line up here with them all on the side so you can kind of see the thickness variations, all of them side by side. But again, they're great knives. I love the Marauder family. It's probably, I lean more towards the Marauder family than I do the Praetorian family. I would have to count, but I have at least, I think I probably have more Marauders than I do Praetorians. I'm not sure on that. I'll get a count, but I may. This one's not going to want to stand up too well on my little backing here, background deal. But that kind of gives you a pretty good look at the thickness of all of them. Let's see if we do. No, it's not going to work that way. But so we'll just give you a quick little close-up on each one of them as we kind of close out here. Because again, there's individual videos on all of these. So here's the dress. This particular one does not have the blade steel stamped into it. And it's got the little clip. Same exact action, frame locks on all of them. Here's the slim MIDI. This particular one was, this contouring on the top of the blade was done by Greg himself there at the shop, when my buddy Joe bought it from him directly. All tumbled. So this is one of their newer styles, and I think all the MIDIs, and all the slim MIDIs have this. So you can see the fuller groove difference on these two. The slim MIDI has a square bottom fuller, which is what they've gone to now for almost all of their fuller grooves. Whereas this MIDI has the older one, where it's just it's a rounded on the bottom. So this one they use kind of a ball mill, I think, and this they use an end mill. So Greg switched to that, I believe, mostly because it helps aid in one-hand thumb opening, like most other knives. But with Greg's and these, it's not as easy to get your thumb in there to purchase. There's not as much purchase on the blade with the rounded fuller as there is with the squared bottom fuller. Okay, so that was the slim MIDI. Just a quick little rundown of the MIDI. This one has a Vulcan blade. Same exact clip on the MIDI as on the slim MIDI and on the new dress Marauders. All of them have this exact same clip. Here is the Marauder H with the .190 blade, but everything else exactly the same size and dimensions as the full size, full thickness Marauder. This is from the inaugural Centurion event that I was at. They also have the serial numbers on them now, which they did not have on any of these earlier models. And this one still does have the rounded fuller groove. And then this custom sculpted full size .260 Marauder. This one is 3V, tumbled blade, and the rounded fuller. So the only one I have on this table with the square bottom fuller is the slim MIDI. So there you have it. Please let me know if you've got any questions about the Marauder lineup down in the comments below. I will, in the future, I will start to get some Praetorian models reviewed, and I will do a lineup of the Praetorians as well, from the Micro Praetorian, the Praetorian Genesis, the Praetorian T, Praetorian Tie, and an Emperor. So we'll get that family of models done also in the future. But check this out. Again, there'll be a link down below for a playlist of each individual one. And let me know what you think. If you have any questions regarding the Marauder family, please leave them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks a lot, everybody. You have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.